Have you ever failed so many times that you started believing success simply wasn't meant for you? Maybe you launched a business and it collapsed. Maybe you tried again and failed again. Maybe you're on your third, fourth, or fifth attempt, and now people are telling you, enough, get a real job. Stop chasing dreams. You're not built for this. If that sounds familiar, listen carefully, because failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the price of admission. This is the true story of a man who failed 11 times, lost everything, declared bankruptcy, was mocked by his entire town, and later built a company worth over $10 million. His name was Ethan Hale, and if you've ever felt like giving up, this story might change your life. Stay with me until the end, because Ethan's success didn't come from talent, not connections, not luck. It came from something far simpler and far harder.
Ethan Hale grew up in a mid-sized industrial city. Factories lined the riverbanks. The air smelled like metal and routine. Dreams were considered dangerous, almost irresponsible. His family wasn't poor. His father owned a small repair shop. Not glamorous, but stable. Food on the table, college education, a predictable life. But Ethan didn't want predictable. He wanted to build something of his own, something that proved he was capable of more.
At 22 years old, fresh out of college, Ethan invested his savings into his first business, a mobile phone accessory store. It was 2009. Smartphones were becoming popular. He thought he was early. He wasn't. 8 months later, the shop closed. $17,000 gone. His father told him gently, "It's okay, son. Come work with me. Learn the business." But Ethan couldn't accept it. To him, that felt like surrender.
At 23, Ethan tried again. An online tutoring platform. 1 year of work. Countless sleepless nights. Result? 3 customers. Total revenue, $300. Shut down. At 24, a food delivery idea. Lost $9,000. At 25, a streetwear brand. Lost $11,000. At 26, an event planning startup. Lost $6,000.
People began whispering, "Oh, that's Ethan, the guy who keeps failing." His college friends were getting promotions, buying cars, posting vacation photos. They stopped inviting him out. He had become an embarrassment. A warning story parents used on their children. And worse than their judgment was the voice growing louder inside his own head. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not built for this. Maybe I'm just stubborn, not talented. At 27, Ethan launched his 6th business, a small marketing agency. This time, he went all in. Loans, office lease, 2 employees. For a moment, it looked promising. Then, clients disappeared. Cash flow collapsed. Bills piled up. He couldn't pay rent, couldn't pay salaries. Employees quit angry. The landlord locked the office. And for the first time in his life,
Ethan filed for bankruptcy. At 28 years old, he moved back into his childhood bedroom. The same posters, the same bed, the same silence. His father barely spoke. His mother cried quietly at night. Ethan stared at rejection emails from job applications and whispered, "Just one more try. One last attempt. If I fail again, I'll give up forever."
no bank would fund him. So he took a job as a waiter in an upscale restaurant. Every night he served wealthy entrepreneurs, people discussing investments, expansions, millions. And every night he went home feeling invisible. Until one evening. A regular customer, Mr. Raymond Cole, a man in his 60s, looked up and said, "You're too observant to be a waiter." Ethan froze. "I've watched you," the man continued. "You listen, you think. Why are you really here?" Ethan hesitated, then told the truth. "I failed at everything else." "How many times?" 7 businesses. Mr. Cole leaned back. "I failed 11 times before my first success." Ethan's heart stopped. This man, respected, wealthy, had failed more than him. "I lost my house, Mr. Cole said calmly. Slept in my car. Almost lost my marriage. Then on attempt number 12, something finally worked. Ethan whispered, "What changed?" "Meet me tomorrow at 6 a.m., the man said. "If you're serious about learning, not just trying again blindly." At 5:45 a.m., Ethan stood outside the office. At exactly 6, Mr. Cole arrived. Inside his office hung awards, but in the corner was a framed list, 11 failed businesses, all crossed out in red. "I keep that to remember," Mr. Cole said. Then he drew 3 rules on a whiteboard. Law number 1, study before you start. You jumped into ideas with passion, not preparation. Excitement is not expertise. Before your business, spend 3 months only learning.
Market. Customers. Competition. No shortcuts. Law number 2, commit to 18 months. Every good business takes time. Months 1 through 6, suffering. Months 7 through 12, slow progress. Months 13 through 18, momentum. Most people quit before month 13. Law number 3, master one thing. You try to do everything. Mediocre at many things, great at none. Pick one service, one niche. Become undeniable. Mr. Cole looked him in the eyes. Quit before 18 months and never call me again. Ethan nodded. Deal. After 3 months of pure learning, Ethan chose one focus: LinkedIn lead generation for B2B tech companies. Nothing else. No website, no office, just skill. Month 4, first client, $500. Month 6, $1,000. Month 7, lost a client. His father said, "This is the same pattern again." But Ethan remembered, this part is supposed to be hard. Month 10, $2,500. Month 13, $6,000. Month 15, $12,000. At exactly 18 months, Ethan signed a $10,000 per month client. He sat in his childhood bedroom and cried. 2 years later, $400,000 revenue, 5 employees. Year 3, $1.2 million. 5 years later, $10 million company. At a conference, a young man asked him, "I've failed twice. Should I try again?" Ethan smiled. Failure isn't the detour, it's the road. Success belongs to the people who stand up one more time than they fall.